Antidote of Song. I'm Jaden. I'm hosting today. I think today is day 1187, something like that. Something very close to that. Or maybe it's 37, 87 or 37, something like that. And it's so good to see everybody. Really excited for today's session. And let's just get started by saying hello to everybody. First, welcome to everybody who's watching on the live stream. If you could help me wave them in. Hello, hello. And thank you to Jennifer Cutting, who is solo hosting today on behalf of the Library of Congress Folklife Center. Yeah,
American Folklife Center.
I know I was missing a word. Thank you. It's so excited to have you here. And Thea Hopkins, who is going to be singing a song for us today. Welcome, welcome. And thanks, Joe, for being here and supporting us. And hello to Kevin in DC. Hello, Mabel and One Bear in Massachusetts. Good to see you. Hello, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Deli in Silver Spring. Welcome, Deborah in Kentucky and Susan G in Cincinnati. Sheila in Florida. Hello. Nancy, although I think I saw some other folks. Oh no, I was looking at a different screen. Hello and welcome to Nancy and Ingrid and Bill, welcome. Good to see you here. Arlene in Berkeley, welcome Bob Gaser and Kathleen in Albuquerque. Jamie in Victoria, BC, hello. Storm, welcome, welcome. And Gary Pausner, good to see you. Nancy and your Irish cow, thanks for being here today. Hello, Marty in Gloucester, welcome. I hope I said that right. Susan Miller in Seattle and Catherine, welcome. Glad you're with us today. Carolyn in Boise. Okay, 1187. I think I said that at one point, maybe. So, all right, thank you for that. Hoda in BC, great to see you. And hello to Sandy E and maybe some friends. And Eleanor, welcome. Margreta in Blaine, Washington, welcome, welcome. And Bonnie in Boise, hello. Dawn in the Curly Tops, I see Liana right now, hello. And Fred in Silver Spring, hello. Annette in California, Sandy in Maryland, and Sandy E and Hindi. Welcome to Mary Armstrong and Bunny. Laris coming in from the UK. Kat Cox in Vermont. Mia Gard and Lynn in Connecticut. Welcome Caroline in DC. Bob in Massachusetts. Hello. Moon coming in from Alexandria, Virginia. Alec and Loriana Kachina and Courtney. And another friend who's joining from their phone, it looks like. Welcome and hello. Thank you all for being here today. I said I was hosting. That is not exactly true. I'm just doing hellos and goodbyes, and I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer Cutting to take us away. So thank you, Jennifer.
Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Jennifer Cutting, Folklife Specialist for the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. And I'm coming to you from my studio in Tacoma Park, Maryland, not very far away from Joe Rossi's house in Tacoma Park, Maryland, or Jaden in Silver Spring. I work in Washington, D.C. at the Library of Congress in the American Folklife Center. And I was trained as an ethnomusicologist. And I'm very lucky to work in the American Folklife Center where we do a lot of fun things, this being among the most fun we have. My colleague Steve Winnick sends his regrets today. He had to interview a Ukrainian band for our upcoming concert series, and this was the only time they could do it. So I want to welcome you to the first of 4 Archive Challenge Thursdays in July on the Daily Antidote of Song, when the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress has partnered with Carpe Diem Arts to bring you a new archival gem every Thursday of this month. So just a little bit of background, not too much. The Library of Congress was established in 1800. So it's officially the country's oldest federal cultural institution. It's also the largest library in the world. And the American Folklife Center is, of course, just one small division of the library. We're only about 30 people in a library that has over 3,200 staff members. So although we're only 1% of the library, we pack a punch in terms of cultural programming, especially cultural diversity, inclusivity, and in addition to maintaining the American Folklife Center archive of about 7 million items, we provide reference services. You can email us, you can call us on the phone, you can write us an old-fashioned snail mail, and we'll get back to you with a very thorough answer to your question about folklore or folk life or folk music. We produce concerts and lectures and symposia. We write blogs, we record podcasts, but this is really, for me, one of the funnest things we do, the Archive Challenge, where we invite artists to learn a song from our archival collections and put their own spin on it. So we're going to tell you a little more about that and also about today's featured field recording. But we hope you have time to stay a little while after we sing today, because we're going to do a deep dive into the collection with today's performer, Thea Hopkins. This is especially exciting for me today, not only because Thea is a great songwriter, but because all last month, Thea and I have been hatching a very special idea that is kind of a first on the Daily Antidote of Song Archive Challenge. We can't wait to tell you about it, but first, let's tell you a little bit about Thea and get singing. Thea is a member of the Aquinnah Wampanoag tribe of Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, and she calls her music Red Roots Americana. She's been described as a standout writer by the Washington Post. She was awarded the grand prize by the Great American Song Contest in March 2021, for which there were over 1,900 entries from 43 countries. What a stiff competition. And in another international competition, her 2018 song Love Come Down was nominated for a 2019 Indigenous Music Award in the folk category. So we met Thea when she performed in our Archive Challenge showcase at the Folk Alliance International Conference in Kansas City last May. But this year she's taken the Archive Challenge to a brand new level. And I'm going to hand it over to Thea now for her world premiere of the reimagined archival song that you're about to hear. Thea, take it away.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's so lovely to be here again on Daily Antidote of Song. And yes, this is there is a song that Jennifer directed me to, which I was really curious about when I was invited to do this last month. And it was a song called Red Wing that was actually written, I believe it was written in 1907, and it was written about a Native American woman, but using basically kind of a stereotypical imagery that was, applied to Native American women. So when I looked up Red Wing, I started to do some research about the song. I found out there were some other bands that had rewritten lyrics to it, not from a Native American perspective. But I found out about Red Wing, who was a Native American actress in the early part of the 20th century who made her way to Hollywood and was a silent film star at that time. And so I thought, I want to write about Red Wing in her story. So I looked online, of course, for all the information I could find. I wasn't quite satisfied because I love to do a deep dive into information about people when I'm interested. So I found that there was a biography about her, which I got from the library. And so I wrote this to the melody of the song, but this is part of her story. And I'm hoping everyone will join in on the chorus. I'm going to sing it right now, and so you can get a feel for it. Oh, red wing, oh, red wing, on the silver screen, In 1914, oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, a native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. Now we could just try that again. You can raise your hand if you'd like to hear it again and go over it. Yes, all righty. I liked your enthusiasm. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen in 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, a native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. How's that feel? Pretty good? Yes, I like that. All right. Well, I'm going to sing the song now and looking forward to having you join in on the choruses. On a winter day, born on Nebraska plains, Lilian St Cyr. I'm going to start this over again. So there we go. On a winter day, born on Nebraska plains, Lilian St Cyr was born. Red Wing was her Indian name, named by Standing Bear. Lilian St Cyr made her way to Hollywood in its early years. Here comes the chorus. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen, 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, a native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. Red Wing was sent to residential schools, there to learn all the white men's rules, where she was taught it was a sin just for being an Indian. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen, 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. If you look through the lens of way back when, Red Wing worked with what she had then, named by Standing Bear. Lilian St Cyr made her way when the way was not clear. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen, 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, a native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. One more time. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen, 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. Thank you. Thank you for joining in.
Oh, fabulous. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Thea Hopkins, with a rewrite of Red Wing. And when I pitched the idea to Thea of rewriting the song Red Wing. I never in a million years thought she would accept such a big challenge, but she really rose to it. And Thea, you created a stunning song that celebrates the strengths of a real life American Indian woman instead of reducing her to, and I quote from the original song, a shy little prairie maid who would smile away the day. That was the lyrics from the original song.
Mm-hmm.
And you wrote a song about a real Native American woman and the strength that she showed. I can't even imagine what it must have been like for a Native American actress in the first decades of the 1900s. And anyway, a little bit of a background before we get into Thea's process. I just wanted to give you a little background on Red Wing because some of you are making some good comments in the chat. Red Wing was a popular song written in 1907 with music by Carrie Mills and lyrics by Thurland Chataway. But the song goes back farther than that because Carrie Mills adapted the music from a German composer, Robert Schumann's piano composition, The Happy Farmer, from his 1848 album For the Young, Opus 68. And Chataway's lyrics tell the story of a young American Indian woman's loss of her sweetheart who died in battle. And the name Red Wing refers to Red Wing, Minnesota, which is named for Dakota chief Red Wing. Princess Red Wing was, as Thea mentioned, the stage name of Lilian St Cyr, whom Thea has written her song about, the first Native American silent film actress. And so we want to show you the cover of the original 1907 sheet music for Red Wing that depicts the young woman featured in the 1907 song. This song just exploded. After it was written in 1907, it made its way into vaudeville, medicine show tours, commercial recordings of all kinds, and due to the folk process, good old folk process, it took this popular composed song into the oral tradition, especially later on in the old time and country scene. So in order to kickstart this archive challenge, I sent Thea the link to our field recording of singer Lilian Short of Galena, Missouri, made in October 1941 by Vance Randolph. And then also to a much earlier 1907 commercial recording of Red Wing by two vaudeville performers. But there were many, many, many more recordings of this song. Tony Russell's Country Music Records shows 17 versions of this on record by country artists by 1942. And for those of you who are John Wayne fans, John Wayne did this in 3 different movies. There were even very naughty, bawdy versions of this song. One was recorded in 1950 by Oscar Brand. I don't know how many of you have this set, Gathering Dust in your LP collection, Bawdy Songs and Backroom Ballads. It was on volume 3 of that set. It's being played during intermissions at Olympia Stadium, St. Louis Arena, Little Caesars Arena, ever since the Detroit Falcons became the Detroit Red Wings. But perhaps most famously, and one of you mentioned this in the chat, Woody Guthrie in 1940 wrote new lyrics to the tune retitled Union Maid. It starts, there once was a Union maid, she never was afraid. And you all will remember from the Almanac Singers and Woody Guthrie, the chorus to that song. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union. Same melody. But right now, I want to play the field recording from the American Folklife Center archive that was the inspiration for Thea to do her rewrite of Red Wing today. Let's hear Lilian Short of Galena, Missouri. And it's not a complete recording, it's a fragment, but all the same, you can get the idea.
A shy little prairie maid who sang a love song gay as on the plains he would smile away the day. It's too low.
She does a false start,
There
so now
once
she's
was an
going to start
Indian
again.
maid, a shy little prairie maid. Oh, that's too high.
Then she goes too high.
There once was an Indian maid, a shy little prairie maid, who sang a love song gay as on the plain she would smile away the day. She loved a warrior bold, this shy little maid of old, but alas one day he rode away to battle he did go.
So that's Lilian Short singing Red Wing. And let's see some photos and hear a little bit of background on the source singer and the collection it came from. Jaden, if you could put up photos of Lilian Short so we can see her, match the face with the voice. This is Lilian Short of Galena, Missouri. She was recorded in October 1941 by Vance Randolph. And this is from our Vance Randolph collection of Ozark folk songs, 1941 to 1972. Now, Steve Winnick, my colleague, went down a big rabbit hole about Lilian Short because her story was so interesting and so full of drama. One of the songs she sang was a traditional English song about Robin Hood. And Steve's research turned up the fact that Lilian Short's husband had actually been a famous bank robber with a Robin Hood kind of reputation. He'd been killed after a jailbreak just about 5 years before this recording. And here's another juicy little tidbit that we found out in the files. Steve found notes in the Vance Randolph collection, unpublished. Nobody had ever seen or written about these notes before. Vance Randolph, who had been good friends with Lilian's husband, Leonard Short, fell in love with Lilian Short after Leonard's death. And he asked her to marry him, but she turned him down. So there's a little hot potato in the papers in this collection. Lilian did sing 34 songs for Vance Randolph, though, and she was one of the best singers featured in his collection. She had quite a varied repertoire. She sang those hundreds of years old ballads right alongside recent country songs, murder ballads right alongside spirituals, sentimental standards, play party songs, and a few songs with some what we should call adult humor in them as well. And of course, she sang Red Wing. So that's Lilian Short. You can see her face. And Steve wrote a couple of blog posts on Lilian Short. Jaden, if you could put up the links to Steve's blog posts on Lilian Short, if people want to take a deeper dive down this rabbit hole. But right now, I want to turn our attention to Thea and ask her a little bit about the process. Once I threw down the gauntlet and said, Thea, how about, taking this song full of Native American stereotypes and, rewriting it from your perspective. I didn't know how she was going to do it. I just challenged her to do that. And she took it in her own direction. So, Thea, can you tell us a little bit about your process of going from the field recording to your rewritten and reimagined version of this iconic popular song, Red Wing?
Sure. Well, I want to first of all thank you again, Jennifer, for introducing me to this song because it was a wonderful process for me to explore explore the song, the origins of the song, and also the different renditions that are out there by various artists. And then to Google Red Wing, find out about Lilian St Cyr. And I was like, wait a minute, there's more to this than I need to find out more. So I ordered the biography from the library, and I'm gonna
Yay,
hold it up
libraries!
here. So it is a thick book here, but I want to recommend it to anybody who's interested in more information about Lilian St Cyr. So I appreciated this though, because I love to take, loads and loads and loads and loads of words and then whittle them down to a few verses. So that was just a tremendous, it's a wealth of information. And so that's what I was inspired to do by the information you sent me, Jennifer.
Cool.
And she had a really fascinating life. And after I wanted to focus simply on the time she was in Hollywood, but after she left Hollywood, was no longer a silent film actress. She was living in New York for many years, and she was involved with the Native American community there. And so she was very much an advocate for Native American rights her entire life. And she was really a pioneer. And I wanted to also do justice to the fact that that's why I write in the third verse, if you look back through the lens of way back when, Red Wing worked with what she had then. And so it's this idea that this woman who had tremendous courage and ambition and bravery, she was not to be deterred. And she, when questioned about the fact that she played these roles in a particular way that was directed to her at that time in Hollywood, she never felt a need to defend herself. She said, I'm Native American. That's my authenticity. And she was able to really, really affect people on the screen with her silent film acting. And so I wanted to simply honor her as a Native pioneer and what she was doing at that time in American history. So yeah, so this was wonderful. It was wonderful to be able to find out about this song.
Wow, I didn't know about her until you told me about her, and now I feel like I want to go see her films, or I want to somehow find her films and watch them and watch how she worked on the silent screen. Uh,
They are on YouTube.
are they?
Yes, they are. And also her name Red Wing. She was named by Chief Standing Bear, who adopted her as a niece, and so named her. So that was, I mean, she was a member of the Winnebago tribe, the Ho-Chunk clan in Nebraska,
Uh-huh.
and so he, he adopted her as a niece, and that's how she came to be named Red Wing. So.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Thank you for giving us this background.
Oh, you're
Um,
entirely welcome.
and I love that for more information on her, you went to the library and you used the interlibrary loan program to get this book. Love it. People are still reading books, folks.
That's right.
Not everything is online.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have to crack a book.
it's fun. I enjoy it. And
What a
Jennifer,
what a deep dive you did, Thea.
yeah, I
I
want to
mean,
thank you. I want to thank you for all the background information on this and all the research, on this that you provided. It was great to hear all this.
that's what we do, and we're available for all of you if you want to send us a question to do a deep dive on anything in the archive. What a journey this song has taken. I just want to kind of recap where it started and where it came. 1848. You heard a melody today. Thea sang a melody that started out life as a German composer's piano song for his daughters. He wanted to compose something easy to play with a happy little melody. So he composed this little tune, The Happy Farmer, Robert Schumann did. So we jump from 1848 to 1907 when Carrie Mills adapts Schumann's melody and Thurland Chataway adds those lyrics about a bereaved young Native American woman. And then we jump to 1940 when Woody Guthrie was requested by someone, I can't remember whom, requested to write a pro-union song from a female perspective. And that's why he wrote Union Maid when he was a member. It was during his time as a member of the Almanac Singers. And the Almanac Singers actually did record Union Maid the next year on their famous album Talkin' Union. So from 1940, then we jump to 2023, 175 years after Schumann composed this melody for his daughters as an easy piano piece. 175 years later, Thea Hopkins writes another set of lyrics honoring an actual Native American woman who represented American Indians on the silent scream. Wow, all I can say is, you can't keep a good song down. It will grow legs and it will continue into the future. So if you feel inspired by Thea's creativity today, we want to encourage you to try this at home. Do try this at home. Steve and I read a blog post about how you can take the archive challenge. We do it in all kinds of venues, conferences, festivals, our homegrown concert series. But when the pandemic hit, which was the birth of this Daily Antidote of Song as well, we were trying to figure out ways that our audiences could take the archive challenge right from home. And we put the instructions into a blog. So thank you for posting the blog to Jaden for how to take the archive challenge at home. We hope some of you will do that. So now that we know a little more about the history of this field recording and the source singer and about Lilian St Cyr, why don't we go back to Thea's wonderful new rewrite of this song, which had its world premiere right here today on the Daily Antidote of Song. So Thea, would you be willing to lead us in this song once again to send us on our way?
All right. Do you want me to do the chorus so people can join in, or just the song again?
The song is so great. Let's hear the whole song.
Okay. On a winter day, on Nebraska plains, Lilian St Cyr was born. Red Wing was her Indian name, named by Standing Bill. Lilian St Cyr made her way to Hollywood in its early years. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen in 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, the native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. Red Wing was sent to residential schools, there to learn all the white man's rules, where she was taught it was a sin just to be an Indian. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, on the silver screen in 1914. Oh, Red Wing, oh, Red Wing, a native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. If you look through the lens of way back when, what she had then, named by standing there. Lilian St Cyr made her way when the way was not clear. Oh, red wing, oh, red wing, on the silver screen, 1914. Oh, red wing, oh, red wing, a native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr. Oh, red wing, oh, red wing, on the silver screen, 1914. Oh, red wing, oh, red wing, native pioneer, Lilian St Cyr.
Oh, Thea, thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank everybody for being here today and joining in. And it's so wonderful to share this with you today. And thank you, Jen, and thank you, Jaden and Joe and everybody at Carpe Diem for this. It's wonderful.
I think that this song of yours, this rewrite of yours, is going to grow legs, Thea.
Oh,
And so the story continues. So once again, we want to thank Thea Hopkins for making such a deep dive down this fabulous rabbit hole of Red Wing and into our collections, and using her creativity to constructively reimagine this famous song. We want to thank Joe Rossi, who tuned in briefly. We want to thank program assistant Jaden Brick for sharing all these fabulous digital assets and links with us. We want to thank Carpe Diem Arts for keeping this wonderful daily sing-along alive. And thanks to all of you for choosing to be with us today. And a special shout out to all of you from my Ocean Orchestra email list for joining in. It's lovely to see you. Make sure to join us next Thursday when we'll feature another great archival gem interpreted by Brattleboro, Vermont couple Peter and Mary Alice Amadon, no strangers to Daily Antidote of Song. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It was wonderful having you today, and we definitely missed Steve, but I think you killed it all on your own.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's always so much fun. We get so much background information whenever you and Steve are here, and it's always a really fun time. So thank you. And with that, I will say goodbye to everybody. So thank you again, Thea Hopkins, and thank you so much for sharing your music with us today. And thank you again, Jennifer, for wonderful hosting. And thank you, Kevin in DC, for being here. Good to see you, Bob and Mabel and the Bears all in one screen now. Deli, good to see you today. Deborah, thanks for joining. Susan G, good to see you. And goodbye, Sheila and Nancy. Thanks for joining today. Ingrid and Bill, glad you both could join. Arlene and your dragon puppet, that is awesome. Glad you both made it. Bob Gaser, thanks for joining today. Kathleen, great to see you. Jamie, thanks for being here today. And Storm, great to see you as always. Oh, are people still hearing me? Okay, cool. Just got a little message in the chat. All right. And Nancy N and the Irish Cow, thanks for being here today. Marty, thank you for joining us today. Susan Miller, good to see you. Catherine, glad you're able to join. And Carolyn and that beautiful butterfly puppet, that is just gorgeous. Glad you brought that into the screen. That's awesome. Eleanor, thank you for being here today. Bonnie, great to see you. Goodbye to Fred and Annette. Ellie Winninger, thank you for joining today. Ruth, Glad you could be with us today. And Kathy in Virginia, Clive, who's in Italy. Usually you're in the UK. That's very exciting. Enjoy Italy. Hoda, great to see you. Willard and Liana, thanks for joining. And Dawn and Alice, my background. Margreta, thank you for being here today. And Aloysius, good to see you. Gary Pausner, great to see you today. Jane in Texas, good to see you. Goodbye to Linda in Concord and Hindi, Bunny and Laris, thank you for joining. Kat and Mia and Lynn and Caroline and Moon and Jane and Amos. Thank you all for being here today. This was wonderful. And yeah, join us every day for more Daily Antidote of Song, and join us every Thursday this month for more archive challenges with Jennifer and Steve. So thanks everybody, and goodbye to the live stream. Goodbye, thanks for joining.